isn't often a time, as Kimberly mentioned, when you have a little bit more time, so you can get out there and have some fun with DIY projects. Maybe even use some discarded doors, like you have done. This is just a great idea. Only you could come up with this.
Thank you, Tracy.
You found these doors where?
I found these in actually a used building supply store, but I often see them by the curb.
Yeah.
People throwing them out all the time. And you know, the great thing about doors like this is they're completely solid and they have so much character.
Yeah.
And so they're great pieces to use, to repurpose. And so this is an example of a desk where I actually used two doors and I put them together and I supported it with some brackets, and it's actually meant to be wall mounted. So it's a great alternative if you don't have room for an office in your home. You can put this in a corner, but you can put it up on the wall so it doesn't take up a lot of floor space.
Very cool, from door to desk.
Yes.
So you chopped one door in sort of half and put that as the desk.
Exactly, and I used some of the leftover pieces to construct brackets underneath. Smart. And we're going to have a little demo to show you that one.
Very cool.
And this one here, I put actually an art fixture light that you'd put over top of artwork, and I just plugged it in, and it sort of creates a bit of desk light.
Yeah, very nice. You got the task light there.
The console piece is another example.
So this is the second one. I like that you went with this silver. Isn't that nice? But you've got this great console table now that you can put in a front foyer or hallway, especially a narrow space.
Exactly. You know, it's so valuable to have a little bit of space when you walk in the door, you know, to drop your keys, your cell phone, and to me, it's really important to have a little bit of mirror time before I leave the house every day.
Yeah, baby.
So having a little bit of mirror really does help. Again, this is wall mounted, so it doesn't take up a lot of floor space.
Very nice. And please pay attention to the vase of flowers that Kimberly stole.
They went missing, but they're back.
Off the top of the shelf.
I know.
At least she returned them, which is really nice. Okay, we want to actually see how this whole project started. We have a before shot of the doors as you were stealing them from this warehouse. Just joking. You didn't steal them.
No, I didn't.
But they were discarded, right? So there they are, just regular doors. And the thing about doors is you can get such beautiful, gorgeous designs. A lot of people, like my house, there aren't two doors in my house that are the same because the house is so old.
Exactly.
So sometimes you have to get rid of doors if you're getting a new door because it's not going to fit anywhere else in your house. So you can find some great stuff out there.
Beautiful stuff, and you know, they're solid doors, so it's really easy to work with. So this is an example of, it's a small version, I like to call it, of the 8-panel door that I used to make the console.
Okay.
And what I did is when you're first looking for doors, you want doors to be square and you want them to be straight because you're going to wall mount them, so you want them to look straight on the wall.
Right.
And so the first thing I did is I simply cut it off at the bottom and left the two bottom panels to use as some of my supports.
Got it.
And so what I ended up with was a door that's this size, okay? And then what I did is the smaller pieces at the bottom, I created a shelf, which is like this size, and I created some brackets. Now, I do want to show you something that's really important, is when you're creating support for the shelf, you want the brackets to be at least 2/3 the depth of the shelf. So in my case, the shelf was 6 inches deep, so I want the bracket to be at least 4 inches deep. And that's going to give your shelf the right amount of support.
Got it.
Okay.
That's, important if you want to put anything on that shelf.
I mean, we're not putting refrigerators, and luckily computers are a lot lighter these days. But in the end, what you're going to do is you're going to glue the brackets to the front of the door. Yeah. And then you're going to screw it in from behind, and that's going to give it some more support. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your shelf and you're going to place it on top. And you're going to do it with a level, and again, you're going to glue it and you're going to screw it in from behind.
Right, so that it's really in there.
Really supported. And then what you can do is, depending on how you cut your door, you might find that the face of the ledge has been rough, or it might have been the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to use something like paperback veneered, which we've used on the show before.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to cut it down, and you're going to simply want to glue it to the face of it, and that's going to give you that nice smooth finish.
Very nice. Yeah. You know what? It looks easy enough. Like, that's very clear, but we are also putting the instructions on our website for Antonio's door projects. Just go to cityline.ca. It's a great project, Antonio. Thank you so much.